What if I told you the Cleveland Browns are about to make a quarterback move that nobody saw coming? And no, I'm not talking about Deshaun Watson. I'm talking about a fifth-round pick who's been sitting quietly on the sidelines, watching everything unfold, waiting for his moment. This could be the most controversial decision the front office makes all season, and it's happening right under our noses. Stay with me, because what I'm about to break down will change how you see this team's future. Before we get into the chaos, do me a favor. If you're riding with the Browns through thick and thin, hit that subscribe button right now. Browns Breakout is built for fans like you who want the real story, the inside angles, the stuff that matters. We're growing this community together, so drop a like, share this with your crew, and let's push toward that next milestone. Your support keeps this thing alive. Now let's get into it. Here's what's really going on. The Browns are standing at a crossroads that could define the next 5 years of this franchise. Deshaun Watson was supposed to be the answer, the guy who'd take us to the promised land. But let's be honest, it hasn't exactly gone according to plan. Injuries, inconsistency, and a system that's still trying to find its rhythm have left fans wondering if we made the right bet. Meanwhile, there's a kid on the bench who most people forgot was even on the roster. His name is Shedeur Sanders, and whether you know it or not, he's at the center of a brewing storm that could shake up the entire AFC North. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shedeur Sanders? The guy who fell to the 5th round? Yeah, that guy. And before you dismiss this, hear me out, because the story behind how he got here is wild. Coming out of college, Sanders was electric. Big arm, bigger plays, highlight reels that made scouts drool. Everyone expected him to go in the 1st or 2nd round at worst. But draft day came and went, and round after round, his name didn't get called. By the time the Browns scooped him up in the 5th, it was one of the biggest draft day slides in recent memory. So what happened? Was it character concerns? Mechanics? Or did every team in the league just miss on him? Whatever the reason, Cleveland saw something. They already had Watson, they had Joe Flacco, they had Kenny Pickett. Their quarterback room was packed. But they still used a pick on Sanders. That tells you something about how the brass views his ceiling. Fast forward to now. Dillon Gabriel has been running the offense over the past few weeks, and while he's shown flashes, he's still unproven. He's young, he's got potential, but he hasn't earned the keys to the franchise yet. That's where things get interesting. Because if Sanders has been sitting back there, learning the system, soaking up reps in practice, building chemistry with the coaching staff, then maybe, just maybe, he's closer to being ready than anyone realizes. And if the Browns believe that, then everything changes. Now, let's add fuel to the fire. The Las Vegas Raiders are a dumpster fire right now. They just got obliterated by the Chiefs, and I mean obliterated. We're talking a humiliating beatdown that had their fans turning off their TVs by halftime. They went all in on Geno Smith this offseason, threw $75 million at him for 2 years, and what did they get? A 2-5 record, 10 interceptions leading the league, and a quarterback who looks lost. Smith's completion percentage is sitting around 65%, his yards per attempt are painfully average, and the team has no identity. They're desperate for answers, and desperation makes teams do crazy things. Here's where it gets juicy. What if the Raiders come calling for Shedeur Sanders? Think about it. They've got pieces on offense. Ashton Jeanty, their rookie running back, is already looking like a future star. Brock Bowers at tight end is earning Pro Bowl buzz and turning heads across the league. They've got weapons. What they don't have is a quarterback who can unlock that potential. Sanders represents a low-risk, high-reward gamble. He's young, he's moldable, and he hasn't been ruined by bad coaching or bad habits yet. For a team like the Raiders, who are staring down a lost season and a front office on the hot seat, taking a swing on Sanders makes all the sense in the world. So what does Cleveland get out of this? Draft capital for one. The Browns could flip Sanders for picks that help them build around Watson or address other holes on the roster. They could also clear cap space, create roster flexibility, or bring in a veteran piece that puts them over the top right now. This team is built to win now. The defense is elite. Nick Chubb is a beast when healthy. The offensive line has talent. If they believe Watson is the guy, then trading Sanders for assets that help immediately could be the smart play. But here's the kicker. What if they don't believe Watson is the guy long-term? What if they're hedging their bets, and this trade is actually about opening the door for Dillon Gabriel or someone else they've got their eye on? Front offices don't always show their hand, and sometimes the move that seems obvious on the surface is hiding a deeper strategy underneath. Let's zoom out and talk about the bigger picture. The AFC North is a bloodbath right now. The Ravens are rolling. The Bengals are dealing with Joe Burrow's turf toe injury that's thrown their season into chaos, and the Steelers are grinding it out like they always do. Any shift in the quarterback landscape in this division sends ripples through the entire conference. The Browns are sitting on a roster that's talented enough to compete, but they need consistency under center. They need someone who can execute in the clutch, who can make the throws when it matters, who can lead this team through the gauntlet that is the AFC playoffs. Right now, they're searching for that guy. And whether it's Watson finding his groove, Gabriel stepping up, or Sanders emerging as the dark horse, the answer to that question determines everything. Here's the thing about the Browns and quarterbacks. We've been burned before. We've seen the parade of names come through this building. Baker Mayfield, who showed flashes but couldn't sustain it. A revolving door of retreads and project players before that. This franchise has been searching for stability at the position for decades. Watson was supposed to end that search, but injuries and off-field distractions have complicated the story. So now we're at another inflection point. Do we double down on Watson and give him every chance to succeed? Do we pivot to youth and bet on someone like Sanders or Gabriel? Or do we make a bold move, trade assets, and go after another veteran who's proven he can win? These are the decisions that define franchises, and the Browns are staring right down the barrel of one. Let's not forget the human element here. Shedeur Sanders is 23 years old. He's watching older quarterbacks get reps while he's holding clipboard. That's got to weigh on him. Every competitor wants their shot, and if that shot isn't coming in Cleveland, then maybe it makes sense for everyone involved to find him a situation where he can play. The Raiders could be that spot. A fresh start, a chance to prove the doubters wrong, a team desperate enough to give him real playing time. For Sanders, this could be the best thing that happens to his career. For the Browns, it could be the move that unlocks the next phase of their evolution. So here's where we're at. The Browns have options. They have leverage. They have a roster that's good enough to make noise if the quarterback play elevates. Whether that means sticking with Watson and building around him, giving Gabriel the reins and seeing what he's got, or trading Sanders to acquire pieces that push this team into championship contention, every path has merit. But they can't sit still. Indecision is how you waste a talented roster. The window in the NFL is narrow, and the Browns are right in the middle of theirs. The decisions they make in the coming weeks will echo for years. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Shedeur Sanders should stay in Cleveland and develop, or is trading him the right move? Do you believe in Deshaun Watson as the long-term answer, or is it time to pivot? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I read every single one, and your perspective matters. This is our team, our city, our story. Let's build this thing together. And hey, if you made it this far, you're the real MVP. Smash that like button, share this with your fellow Browns fans, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next breakdown. The NFL never sleeps, and neither do we. This story is far from over, and I'll be here every step of the way bringing you the truth. Let's keep pushing, let's keep believing, and let's go get that win. Browns Nation, we'll see you in the next one.